Good morning, everybody. My name is Sarah Alexander. I am a second-year student studying business management at Columbus State. I currently participate in the Nationwide Financial Services Professional Apprenticeship Program. Columbus Promise is important to me because it has provided Columbus City School graduates with the opportunity to get free tuition and dedicated support since 2022. This opportunity allows graduates to choose from one of over 300 degree and certificate programs and start their higher education debt-free. Thank you for investing in the future of Columbus Promise Scholars. Now, I would like to introduce the Superintendent of Columbus City Schools, Dr. Angela Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you, Sarah, for that wonderful introduction. Sarah Alexander is a proud graduate of South High School, class of 2023. And a Columbus Promise Scholar. Sarah, you are a shining example, and you represent the best of CCS and the best of the Columbus Promise, and we're so glad to have you here today. We wish you continued success on your journey. I think we could stop right there. But we won't, there's more. Good morning again, everyone. I would like to welcome you to the beautiful campus of Fort Hays Arts and Academic High School, affectionately known as the Fort. It is a school where creativity and academics blend seamlessly. Fort Hays provides an environment where students can explore, express, and excel, making it the perfect backdrop for today's exciting announcement of Columbus Promise 2.0. The Columbus Promise 2.0 gives our students hope and the confidence to believe in their potential. It has opened so many doors to previously out-of-reach opportunities, empowering our students to pursue their dreams of higher education. To our partners and supporters, many of whom are in the room with us today, we thank you. We thank you for standing with us, believing in our students, and helping us build something truly special for the students in Columbus City Schools. 3 years ago, we set out to remove barriers to higher education and create a clear, simple promise. If you graduate from Columbus City Schools, you can go to college tuition-free at Columbus State, and it's working. Before Columbus Promise, there were about 300 students each year that would graduate from CCS and transition to Columbus State each year. I am happy to report and share that this number has more than doubled, and now we have each year over 800 students, and last year 850 students graduate from Columbus City Schools and transition to Columbus State. One in 3 CCS grads is now a Columbus Promise Scholar. Our college going rate has jumped and increased to 50% in 2023. And I want you to know that post-pandemic, or right after the pandemic, that was at 32%. 32% of our grads were graduating and transitioning to college, and now we have significantly increased the number of students that say yes to higher ed because of the promise. And our students are succeeding. Not only are they transitioning or pursuing their lifelong dreams and careers at Columbus State, but we are seeing higher course completion rates and term-to-term persistence rising from 69 to 75% each year. Because of this success, we are not stopping here. With a $25 million investment, we are extending the opportunity to the following 3 cohorts. The classes of 2025, 2026, and 2027 will now have the same opportunity to again attend Columbus State tuition free. With these 3 cohorts alone, that means that at least 2,250 more students can pursue college without worrying about tuition and fees that may be out of reach for them. But this phase isn't just about access. It's about ensuring that all of our CCS students thrive in college and beyond. We're strengthening academic supports, particularly in math and English, so that our students are fully prepared for college-level coursework. We're expanding career exposure and hands-on learning opportunities to connect students with internships, job training, and workforce pathways in high-demand industries. The next phase also gives us time to dream even bigger. Explore how to expand this model to even more students and post-secondary options. To our students, this promise is for you, Destiny, for you, Sarah. You deserve these opportunities, and we are here to support you every step of the way. The Columbus promise is working, and the best is yet to come. Let's keep the promise and keep changing lives together. With that, I would like to turn it over to City Council President Shannon Hardin.
It's so exciting to be back at the Shot Tower. We were here 3 short years ago, celebrating an idea, a dream. And today we get to come back and to recommit something that now we know works. That when you give young people a shot, like Sarah, they take it and run. They take it and run. Let's give it up for Sarah again. This is exactly what we're talking about with the Columbus Promise. As my friend Dr. Chapman said, back in November 2021, as we were coming out of the pandemic and grappling with how it would impact our young people, we stood right here at Fort Hays and we made a promise that we would take a bet on any student who was willing to take a bet on themselves, that if they worked hard, graduated from high school, and applied to college, then we would cover the cost and support them to succeed at college once they got there. Well, fast forward to now, we have kept our promises and our young people have kept theirs. A couple of thousand students have become Columbus Promise Scholars. A third of the entire graduating class, as Dr. Chapman said, of Columbus City Schools each year now are Promise Scholars, most of them being Black and brown and their first in their families to ever go to college. Even though most Promise Scholars attend part-time, already 120 have already graduated with certificates and 42 with associate's degrees. And every year, we see success rates get a little better as our pilot program improves with evaluation. We all know that Columbus is growing, and every few months there's a big jobs announcement. But there are people who've always lived here who don't benefit from that growth. If the folks raised here in our neighborhoods and educated here in our schools don't have the skills to fill those jobs, then what are we doing? That's the gap that the Columbus Promise fills, making sure that our young people are prepared and ready to take the jobs of the future. The Columbus Promise is how everyone gets a piece of that prosperity. And the reason the City of Columbus and 25 private sector philanthropic partners came together to fund Phase 1 is because we knew that it was just common sense. The future of economic development is talent, not tax breaks. Central Ohio rates of educational attainment rank behind the regions that we compete against, like Austin and Minneapolis and Denver. Companies won't come here unless they know that they can find the talent that they need. Companies in Central Ohio won't be able to win the future if we don't invest in the potential of all our residents and put our whole team on the field. And as we launch this campaign to fund Phase 2, I'm grateful for the partnership of everyone who continued to believe in this work. I want to thank the Promise Squad, as we call it, Dr. Chapman, Dr. Harrison, and Katina Fullen, and our partners at the Columbus Foundation and at the Columbus Partnership. I want to thank our mayor and all of my colleagues on City Council who supported the initial investment and doubled down on this next one. And I want to thank all of our private sector partners who understand the way to do well is to do good. And specifically today, I want to thank my friend Jeff Edwards. Your generosity, sir, your generosity has set the mark for what it means to create public-private partnerships that move our community forward. Please help me celebrate Jeff Edwards. I want to thank Jerome, who is here representing Cardinal Health, and Jesse. We're just so grateful for you stepping up again. It's really good. You know something is working when you're lead funders the first time, come back and say, we want to be lead again. So thank you so much, again, Cardinal, and to Jeff Edwards. And we are proud of also IGS, who has stepped up again for this early stage of fundraising. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for this partnership. We are doubling down on something that we know works and we know invests in our young people. Someone who has been an early supporter, someone who has been a strong leader in our community on education, on moving our community forward, and a fellow Columbus City Schools kid. Would you please help me welcome my friend, our mayor, Andy Ginther.
Well, good morning. It is a great morning here in the city of Columbus. It's great to be back at Fort Hays, and I think, Dr. Chapman, you all are going to have me back in April for State of the City, so thanks for hosting us again today. We were here in this room just a couple of years ago, as was mentioned, launching the Columbus Promise, but you all need to know that we're blessed with an incredible council president in this community. Council President Hardin had this vision and started working on it with the school district and Columbus State back in 2019. Not even a global pandemic could stop this guy. And we got it done. And I know Jason's here, our new leader of the Columbus Partnership. Welcome to Columbus, and thank you for your commitment. We oftentimes talk about the Columbus way, because we think we do public-private partnerships better in this community than anywhere else in America, something we're very proud of. And we are here today to go all in for our kids. We know that no group was more disproportionately negatively impacted by COVID and the fallout associated with it than our young people. Out of school, disconnected. In many ways, a lot of their academic achievement slowed down, paused, or in some places going backwards. So what the council president and I decided early on was that we wanted to have a group come together to figure out how we could make sure that our recovery here was dynamic and inclusive. You look back at the Great Recession, and there was a great comeback, but it wasn't inclusive. We wanted to make sure that we invested in our neighbors and our neighborhoods to make sure our recovery here made sure that every family in every neighborhood was sharing in our success. And so Columbus Promise is very much based on the expansion of opportunity. We want to be the nation's capital for upward mobility. We want to have the largest middle class for any city our size in the country. And Columbus Promise is one of the ways we get that done. So to the partnership, to Cardinal, to Jeff, to all the private sector companies that have joined us in this effort, to Dr. Chapman and the school district, who are incredible partners, to our young people, the future of this community, we could not be more proud, and we couldn't be more excited to double down on investing in you. And by investing in you, we're investing in us, in making sure that this community continues to be America's opportunity city, a place where the rest of the country and the world strives to be. I wouldn't be here today without I Know I Can. I received a last dollar grant as a senior at Whetstone High School to go be a fighting Quaker at Earlham College. Fight, Quakers, fight. kill Quakers kill. It's like jumbo shrimp or other oxymorons. I Know I Can's sole mission is to get Columbus City School graduates to college. That's all they do. And so they have been an incredible partner in making Columbus Promise such a success. Please welcome the leader of I Know I Can, Katina Fullen.
Good morning. Ooh, there we go. Just wanted to again thank Mayor Ginther. We are just incredibly thankful for the city's investment in the Columbus Promise Phase 2. And how awesome is it, you heard the mayor mention that he is an I Know I Can grant recipient, but our mayor and city council president are not only Columbus City School graduates, but they are I Know I Can grant recipients. Let's just give them a little applause for that. So does that mean Sarah is our next mayor? Does it mean Destiny is our next council president? I kind of like that. And why not, right? Why not them? So you heard from Sarah, you heard from the council president that this partnership is working, and I couldn't agree more. We learned a lot in Phase 1 from our students and about our students. And so as we think about Phase 2, it really is about taking the lessons learned from Phase 1 and putting those lessons together into a new and improved system of supports for our students, which is why today's announcement of $25 million is so important to this next phase of the Columbus Promise. And this means every one of us, all hands on deck, to raise this funding to support students like Sarah and our over 2,000 annual Columbus City School high school graduates. So it's going to take resources. It's going to take the Columbus State staff, who I see right back here, who are working so hard every day. Thank you, that's right. Thank you. The I Know I Can team, who is working with our students before they step foot on Columbus State's campus, so it's a warm handoff from Columbus City Schools to I Know I Can to Columbus State. And to do this, we will raise this $25 million. I am certain we will get there. We have the commitment from the city. We have 2 commitments that we'll share here in a minute. But I'm asking each and every one of you, as you talk about the Columbus Promise to your peers and colleagues and networks, we have raised a significant amount so far, but we have not raised all of it. So this is not a pass the plate time. You know, I love a good pass the plate around here. But what I'm asking is that you share with your colleagues how important this commitment is to our students, how important it is to our community. And fortunately, we live in the best city in America, and we live in a community that is extremely generous, both companies and people, and you are going to hear from one of those individuals right now. Please welcome Mr. Jerome Revish from Cardinal Health. Thank you.
Thank you, Katina. Good morning. Good morning. I am pleased to be with you today wearing a couple of hats. One of the hats I have the privilege of wearing is representing Cardinal Health today as a member of our foundation board, but also a leader there. But the other hat that I'm equally as proud of is a trustee at Columbus State Community College. So that's one that has been a joy and an honor for me. Cardinal Health has been a proud supporter of the Promise since its inception, and it's one that, seeing not just the valuable work that's being done, but the belief that we have in Columbus State and the students, I'm excited today to announce furthering that commitment. And so we're announcing this morning a continued commitment in the next phase of this effort of an additional investment of $2 million from the Cardinal Health Foundation. As a company, we believe our success depends on the success of other communities that we're in and the future talent that will bring new skills, experiences, and perspectives to that workforce. One of our core values is inclusion, and it's exciting for me to get the work together to ensure everyone has the opportunity to succeed. And not everyone gets the same opportunity that they grow up with or they're born with that opportunity. And so it's our job as leaders in the community to make sure that we're creating opportunities for everyone to walk into rooms that they may not have access to in a different occasion. The data from the first phase of this program is encouraging. We're confident and excited about all the opportunities that the Promise will continue to offer to students, many of whom are looking to prepare for careers in in-demand fields like healthcare. The Promise is important to Cardinal Health, but it's also important to me. The other hat that I wear, not just being a leader of Cardinal and a member of the Board of Trustees, is this is a bit of a homecoming. I spent my freshman year right here on this campus at Fort Hays. And so I won't tell you how many years ago that was. It was a couple of years ago. I had a lot of hair and all sorts of things, but it's exciting to think about that young kid that was walking the halls here at the Shot Tower in this campus and to come back here because I had an opportunity that someone afforded for me to walk into a room, and now we can create an opportunity for the future Destinies and Sarahs to be able to do that same thing for decades to come. So that's what excites me today more than anything else. Cardinal Health, like I said, proud to be a part of the Columbus Promise. It's an important step for us to prepare the workforce of the future and ensure we're creating a region where we all have the opportunity to thrive. So without any further ado, I'm going to get out of your way and introduce who I believe is one of the best community college presidents in the entire country, that of the Dr. Harrison, who I've had the pleasure of working with over the last couple of years, and we'll turn it over to him to talk about the next phase.
Thank you, Trustee Revish. Morning, everybody. It's great to be back at the fort to celebrate and to look ahead. I want to personally thank Jerome and Cardinal Health. They make it a point, it seems like, to be first. So years ago, food insecurity was something we were really working through at Columbus State, and we started a partnership with the Mid-Ohio Food Collective and brought the Mid-Ohio Market at Columbus State, Mom at C State, that's the brand we love, to provide a grocery store, full-service grocery store to our students in the community. Cardinal Health was the first ones to step up with funding to support that work. Then when we launched Columbus Promise, Cardinal Health was the first in line to set the bar and really get the ball rolling with private sector funding. And now as we launch phase 2, again, it's Cardinal Health, and we can't thank you all enough. Jesse, Jerome, thank you so much. You all know me at Columbus State, we always start with gratitude, so I'm going to stay on this for a while because we've got a lot to be grateful for. I really want to thank the mayor and President Hardin, Katina Fullen, Superintendent Chapman, for making this happen and staying together and staying at the table. This is not easy work, and it's not something that any of us have done before. And the ability to work shoulder to shoulder, learn as we go, make adjustments, and do it all with students at the center, with student success at the center, is something that I'm just incredibly, incredibly grateful for. I want to thank the Columbus State team, who have a staff meeting going on right back here. But as I said, this is not something that's easy, but it's something that this group of people are incredibly committed to. It's personal to the people that are involved in this, and we are lucky to be part of this. And then I want to thank our community. The mayor mentioned public-private partnerships and how important it is for our region. We talk about it a lot, but man, we do it better than anybody. And the ability for these kinds of messy things to come together with some quick conversations and a quick yes, let's figure it out together, is something that's unusual. I've lived some other places, and it doesn't happen everywhere. Rooms like this are incredibly important. And we talk a lot about partnerships, but partnerships aren't between organizations. Partnerships are between people. And they start with relationships, which start with conversations. And That is really helping students and families on a day-to-day basis. So thank you, and let's keep it up because we're just getting started. We learned a lot in phase one. And if you think about what the class of 2022 with Columbus City Schools was going through, the community came together and worked hard to figure it out and try to give them the support they needed. The class of 2023, frankly, had a better experience, and the class of 2024 had an even better experience. Each year, we're building an infrastructure as we learn more and more about what's needed. So as we think about phase two, it's something to really get excited about because it's an opportunity to raise the bar and really make this sustainable. Move from a project to a way of life for our students and families in our region. We've got opportunities in Central Ohio that I don't know that we've ever had before. When you think of the career opportunities that are available in healthcare, in information technology, in engineering technology, in construction. Through our preferred pathway partnerships with universities, we've got an opportunity for students to transfer and get a debt-free bachelor's degree coming through the Columbus Promise program. We've got an infrastructure in place that can really be transformative. As we enter phase two, thanks to the people in this room and others that will join, we got phase three in mind. And the opportunity to sustain this for Columbus City Schools for years and scale it throughout Central Ohio is something that we think is not only possible, but it's something that we should all aspire to. So we are excited to be part of that, and thanks so much for the opportunity. I want to end with gratitude, and I don't know where to start with Jeff Edwards, because I don't know if there's anybody in this moment who is doing more in more different ways to help the city of Columbus and our region. Jeff was one of the first in for phase one with Columbus Promise. I was in Jeff's office last Friday talking about something completely different. We spent most of our time talking about how we can take his financial wellness model that he's done for his employees and scale that throughout Columbus Promise students and all of our students at Columbus State. That's the way Jeff is, and we're grateful to have him as a partner. Please join me in welcoming Jeff Edwards.
Thank you, David. That was very nice, not needed, but very nice. Thank you. I remember fairly vividly the first go-round in a meeting with Shannon and others, and myself and Kelly Reel, who's the head of the IBP Foundation and corporate giving for IBP, were in the meeting, and I don't remember whether I just had this thought in my mind or if I actually said it, but I feel like midway through Shannon's pitch, I said, "You had us at hello," right? I don't know if I said that. I feel like I did. But in any event, I think it's a program that's obviously very easy, both for my family and I think for IBP to get behind. It's obviously about the kids who become young adults through the program. It's a way to get equitable inclusion and equitable opportunity, as was mentioned previously. It's not a handout, it's a hand up. They have to work hard in order to get into the program and do the right things, and then when in the program, in order to get out of it and succeed, they have to work hard and do the right things. So it's important in that regard. And education in Columbus City Schools in this program in particular, we all know how important education is. And it's so important that in a meeting introducing Shannon and Jason Hall from the new CEO of the partnership, last Monday, I think it was, we spent the better part of the meeting basically discussing Columbus City Schools potentially, or partly, and also this program. So with that in mind, we couldn't be happier to be involved. We'll be there the third time, and however that may look, and that's kind of how Edwards family and IBP feels about it. So thank you. Oh, right. Jose's going to come up, and I think we're going to field some questions.
We'll do one-on-ones, or?
We're going to do one-on-ones as well.
Yeah.
Questions? If there are no group questions, we'll do one-on-ones. Come on up. Thank you.